Hi, friends. I've got a little bit of a change to the setup, and I think the colour looks a bit better. I still might have to play with a few bits and pieces. That's a little bit better. It's a little bit brighter. It's still very washing me out, so I should fiddle and make it a little project. Okay, full disclosure from a techno person who I work in IT, but um, setting up things like this is quite different. And I want to do the content. I don't want to do all that stuff. So I bought a microphone. We have a microphone, so hopefully that's going to help with the sound. I've got the window closed. I've got the white ring light, so hopefully we'll get some better light. My girlfriend told me to lift the camera up, so I've done that. Should be level with my eyes, so that. Anyway, we're getting there. It's exciting. It's very exciting. But what I need is a program that I can set it all up and get it working before I go live. So that's the next thing. I've got a few bits and pieces in the program. So anyway, as you notice from the title, today I want to talk about the secret self. So this is a big topic. I'm actually a little bit nervous. I feel a little bit and I think that's because it's mirroring me, so I'm doing the wrong side. I'm talking about things that are very real and that are happening in my life at the time. So that's kind of what I wanted this to do, but it's getting very real very quick. And in order for me to learn what I need to learn and keep moving to the next level, I have to share from a deep personal place what's going on, which on all of that is exactly why I've set up the podcast. To me, we're not ever going to get any real change or deal with our issues that we've brought through our whole lives and our patterns and our ways of living that don't give us the results that we want. So there's an incongruence between what we desire for ourselves and how we live. And so we get out of whack with what our journey is from a conceptual point of view to what we're actually living. And so we need to get real. We need to get really, really real. And I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to share that with you so that it breaks down some of the conversations that we don't have, that we need to have, and really drop deep into our modus operandi, our reasons for doing things. So what do I mean by that? So I watch a lot of true crime. I do love a good conspiracy theory and a good, somebody did somebody wrong and the fight over that. And it's, when I speak about it, it sounds terrible, but anyway, it's a thing I love. And I've been watching this guy called Mike King from the States, who's got a program called Profiling Evil. And he was an investigator and has done a whole lot of, his history with the police, etc. And he did a lot of profiling and things like that. So he's worked with cults and just our psychological side of crime. So he talks about having three parts to yourself: the public self, the private self, and the secret self. And those three, it's from a true crime perspective, from an investigator's perspective, but I've kind of latched onto those as a concept because I can see in my own world and in my own life how the three parts to myself influence who I am in the world, who I am with the people that I know, love and care about me, and then who I am when I'm in private. So when there's just me and myself at my essence, at my core. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because the secret self is where the behaviour that sabotages us, that think nobody can see, or, well, we know nobody can see because we're doing it in secret, but it's evident from the outcome of what we do in secret whether we're on the right path or not, like I just have to say it as it is. Like, you don't get fat without knowing it. You do it in secret. Like, as a drinker, particularly with drink and drugs, I guess, is that you don't want people to know. There's shame involved. There's the keeping it from people. And like, if anyone knew how much I actually drank, they'd be horrified. I'm horrified. At the time I started in the day, like, yeah, only those that are really, really close know. And even then, the judgment, someone's, oh, no, like, oh, you weren't that bad, were you? Or whatever. And yeah, so that level of honesty to tell somebody their acceptance or not acceptance of it because of who they think I am. Sorry, I ended up down the tunnel. Tangent. Take a breath. So when we pull away, when we eat, like, I remember drinking. Unfortunately, I will have to talk about drinking because that's what I relate to, and it's the experience that maybe as an eater it doesn't seem so bad, but when it's drink, the behaviour is quite obnoxious. So I can remember being in a meeting, not one, but meetings, and just thinking, what bottle store am I going to go to? Oh, I went to that one yesterday. I can't go to that one again. I think I've been there enough. Oh, yeah, there's that one that's a little bit out of the way. Oh, never mind, I'll go there. So I'm in a meeting, in a work situation. This is not now, obviously, it's years ago. But I'm addicted and I need to get my next fix. So I'm already planning where I'm going to go to get my alcohol, that I don't look like I'm an alcoholic because I've been there too many times in a short period of time. So that level of secret that I'm not going to tell anyone in the meeting, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm not going to tell anybody in my life that that's what I'm thinking about, but that's what I'm thinking about. I'm looking forward to that drink. I'm looking forward to being able just to drink in secret. And yeah, so how does that relate with food? And it's like, for me, it's exactly the same. Those, like, even now, buying a bag of licorice. And then, like, hiding it and scoffing it and, like, yeah, I'm going to own my behaviour. I do things in secret that I don't want to tell other people. And, there's that saying that, you're only as sick as your secrets. I think that may be an AA thing, but it certainly is true. And so with listening to Mike King, he talks about when we take our public self, so that's the me I show everybody, no, this is it, and all those masks. And then there's the private self. So that's the people that are in your inner circle, the Carol that you show them. And then there's the secret ones that only the secret Carol, the Carol that only I really know. And when we go through things and deal with our past and evolve, if you like, good word that I like, they can become one. And I think that's when you become more authentic. So it's not like, oh, well, I wasn't authentic yesterday, I am authentic today. It's more like, I'm not authentic in this area, so I need to practice being more authentic, more real, more honest, more true, and allow others to see that. Because as we look at it and address the behaviour and the secret thinking, the secret outworkings of our thinking, then we can share that more with others and break down the shame. And I think that's what weight's really about, is the shame of our secrets. Just living with all the knowledge, because we know what happened, we know what hurt us, we know how we got to here, and we know that the secrets aren't keeping us safe. They're creating more pain, really. So it's like, I don't, when I'm depressed, when I have been depressed in the past, I've used comedy, and so YouTube, just find comedians on YouTube and watch and listen and laugh and laugh and laugh until kind of it seems to bust the downward spiral of depression for me. So it's kind of a thing. Anyway, that's what I like to do. So I remember watching a comedian, Ricky Gervais, have a show, and he talks about being overweight, and he can be pretty damn brutal in what he says, and that's true. I kind of like that humour. I think I've said it before. I like a bit of dark humour. Anyway, he says, well, you didn't get fat behind your own back, as in you knew you were eating the wrong thing to get you into this predicament. Like, someone I know very dearly tells me that, this is all she eats in a day. And it's like, well, that can't be true, because if that was all you were eating in a day, then you'd be slim. And it's the same with Carol, because while I'm eating much better, I've had a terrible week. I've left myself off the hook so much. It's been a tough week. I've had I went to site 2 days, and then I babysat my grandpuppy and worked from home on Friday. So it's been a really busy day, and I gave myself the week off the gym. Just right there. Okay, don't go to the gym. I went to the gym last week. We're working out. It's good. I feel like I'm making progress. And so it's like, oh, cool, let's have a holiday from the gym. So I did. But I think I needed it because, I was on the go. So today I got up early, went to the gym, because I noticed that yesterday it was supposed to be like, okay, don't worry about it till Saturday when you've got time. Didn't go yesterday, did I? Because I'm making excuses, and I'm not doing what I'm committed to doing for myself. So a bit of a wake-up call. And yes, I went today. So I had to call myself out and say, you're not doing the things that you need to commit to get the progress that you need. And it's been a little bit of a while. So I'm on this journey, and it's really like today, and what I'm speaking is to myself, because I have had a tough week with food and drink. So yesterday I made this beautiful omelette. I don't know if it's an omelette or a frittata at this stage. It was a little bit of a disaster, but that's okay. It turned out okay. It tastes good. That's all that matters. And I put extra broccoli, because broccoli's my friend. I've good greens, they taste good. It's good fibre. It's good roughage, and you can cut it up small and stick it in anything. So it's in my omelette. So it's a really good, healthy omelette. Good protein, eggs and cheese, extra eggs. So yeah, we've got a good option. Did I eat any of it? This is what's flipping crazy about me. I didn't eat it. I was going out with my flatmate last night, and he said, let's go out for dinner. So I choose to go out for dinner, and then I order the least healthy thing, the deep fried flipping entree, and I could have had the omelette. I broke my own rules of eat the good food first, and then I could have probably just had a spring roll when I was out. So yeah, note to self. I mean, it was different because I don't normally go out for dinner. So all the year buts, all of my excuses, just I can hear myself saying them. So yeah, this is a real journey. I'm not hiding. I'm really giving myself a good going over and doing it in front of a camera, a white light, and my microphone to share it with you. So how do I do better? This week, well, today, I will have my breakfast, I will have my omelette, and I will endeavour today to eat good food, especially after having deep fried food yesterday. So, and then I do recognise that I want to go to work, go into the office at least twice this week. So I need to prepare my meals to take to work. So, yeah, like with after having bariatric surgery, I'm finding it easy to keep the quantities low, but the content of what I'm eating is not good enough. So that's my commitment to myself this week, is try to address that. How did we get on with the eating, like stopping eating earlier before we go to bed? Carol's been terrible at that too. Let's just call this week a complete write-off. So, yeah, it's been a week, and I'm going to try again and do the not eating before going to bed. I haven't had an apple. So if any of you watched the session where I talked about stopping having an apple in the evening, I'm very crooked. Yeah, anyone who watched that, I haven't had an apple. Well, actually, I haven't had an apple since. I've actually just removed the apple, which I don't want to do. I still want to have the apple. So I'm sounding like, just hearing myself speak back, I need to actually make a little bit of a day plan over what I'm eating, and then it's probably the best thing to do. And then I've got a plan of what and when, and all I have to do is set alarms on my phone. My biggest friend is my alarms on my phone to keep me doing what I need to when I need to do it. Okay, that's my plan. I should write it down, but I can make notes of mine. Anyway, that's a subject for another time. Yes, so I had to think about the dropping the. I said let's focus on one thing each live that I do. There's two changing things, but I think half a week's too short. So let's do a whole week. So our focus this week started it started last Wednesday. So we might take it through till next weekend. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but because I didn't manage to stick to any of the things we talked about last week, how about I extend it and make it from weekend to weekend? That just makes it a little bit more like going into Monday, starting the week off. So this week, our thing is to stop eating for a period of time that you can designate yourself before you go to bed. So if you choose to go to sleep at 9 o'clock, then kitchen closed, mouth closed, brush teeth by 6. Sounds early, doesn't it? Sounds very early. That's what I need to do though. So that's what I'm going to do this week. I'm going to aim to go to bed at 9 o'clock. I'm going to write it down. 9 p.m. bed, 6 p.m. kitchen closed. And all I can have after that is sleep tea. So I want to have my cup of tea, early, and my apple early. Okay, apple early, prior to 6. I'm sorry, I know, dead air, not good, but I do need to write these things down. So just reflecting over what I've talked about, because it's really important. Really important, I think, to grasp this concept, to practice being honest with yourself and not letting your secret self get away with things. Notice what we're doing in secret, what we're hiding from others, and maybe finding a way to find someone that you can confide in, that you can learn to be accountable to, if not yourself, firstly yourself, but then maybe a close friend, a sister, a flatmate, a sibling or a child, or just someone who you think is on the same journey or the same path, or will hear you and reflect back to you. And eventually I'd love to be able to get people commenting and then us supporting one another, and share your wins in the comments, etc. So that's what I'd like to do. But I'm excited because there seems to be a never-ending list of content, because I'm learning every single day, and yeah, I'm intending to keep sharing that with you. So yeah, I love it that you're here with me. I love it that you listen, and I love it that you comment and like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, let's make this a community of people learning to do their best in regards to maintaining a healthy weight and self-image. So until next time, my friends, happy Sunday, and I hope you have a great week. I look forward to checking in with you again on Wednesday. Take care of yourself. Bye.